Pizza Hut app made over $1 million in its first 4 months on
360.
Oh God!
It shows how fan America is.
God, I wonder can you save me? Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. God, I wonder can you save me? Secret society, trying to keep me on.
What's up, motherfuckers? NWN here, aka the Honorable Black Hokage, and welcome back to the Game and Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and we're feeling very pristine since we made it to episode 16. And of course, I got my co-host with me. He looks like a shadowy secret character in Super Smash Bros. Because, well, what he looks like is a mystery. Game Fanatic, can we get your opening statement, sir? Go.
Well, it's good. We are back. Y'all been asking for us for a while, man. We ain't had no information, so y'all had to just sit there and wait for a little bit. But we got a show for y'all.
And my other co-host recently had a mental breakdown on Twitch. He said he's tired of all the light-skinned jokes. UTX is JG the Dog. Can we get your opening statement, sir?
I'm fed up, bro. I am tired of all light-skinned jokes. But anyways, yeah, that's all I have to say.
And
a lot of words.
And my opening statement for today is this podcast is brought to you by Zelda Lore from PolarisGo.com. If you never played a Zelda game, they take the story and the timeline and they summarize it up using funny flash animations. It's a funny take on the whole Zelda mythos, and you should check it out if you have time. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you're interested. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes. Link in the description box below, as well as everything we talk about. Articles on that will be in the description box below. A couple quick announcements. Steam sharing is now open to all. It is out of beta, so if you have a PC and you weren't invited into the beta, you can now Steam share with everybody on your friends. Just right click their name and then do that whole process, blah blah blah. Also, what's the name? SOF Studios put out a pre-alpha build trailer for the game H-Hour, which is the spiritual successor to SOCOM that I backed on Kickstarter. I'll leave a link in the description box below to that trailer. I think you guys should take that. You should check that out because it's gonna bring third-person shooters back because SOCOM was the shit. But let's get into today's topics. Let's open up the conversation with that motherfucking Titanfall. A lot of news has been coming out about Titanfall. The first big hoopla, the big thing that everybody's been complaining about is on Twitter. I forgot the name of the dev on the game, but he was basically explaining to people on Twitter that the game will be 6v6, basically 12 people on the map plus bots, but the map can hold up to 50 people and all the Titans. So what do you guys think of this multiplayer game, next gen, being a 6v6 only multiplayer game? Go
ahead, Jay.
You ready for me to go? Okay, yeah. So this is a huge blow. Come on, yo. This is next gen. The whole point is to progress. Keyword progress with what we have. So for a game, which I know Tick keeps saying a million times, that was made by the original people that made Call of Duty. Apparently, they still have this mindset that, oh, we can't go any further than that, or we feel like this is the sweet spot for what all we have on the game. It's complete bullshit. The whole point of next gen is so that the new consoles have enough power so that they can support more than 6v6.
What about the cloud?
Players.
What about the cloud?
Yeah, but that cloud though, it was supposed to be amazing, right? It was supposed to take some of the processing off of the CPU and the GPU so that you can do more things with it. But they said, well, the developer claimed that they started from 12v12 and then they went down to 2v2, and then they found that 6v6 was a sweet spot. And they also said that that they made it like this because, and I quote, there may be some human players that might struggle facing other human players. So we're going to have all of these AI players in here to make it easier for all of the people that may have a hard time struggling against other human players to have a good time and actually be able to kill people. Utter bullshit.
What about you, Tick?
Oh yeah, okay, stuffy time. All right, let's go. So I already told y'all in the past I wasn't even hyped about this game in the first place.
Turn up.
First of all, yeah. Look at this guy. First of all, when I saw the first trailer, like the first thing that hit me was this is Call of Duty with mechs. I was like, I've been here, done that. I don't really see anything different. A lot of people was hyped about it, and I believe the only reason they was hyped because it was the original Infinity War. People are, Call of Duty hipsters now. You know, the same people that love the game, and they don't see why, because the game ain't really changed. Call of Duty is the same shit you used to love back in the day, but now everybody wants to hate on it. So they decide they want to hop on Titanfall's nuts because it was made by the original Infinity War. Half the people didn't even know it wasn't the original Infinity War that made Modern Warfare 3. So they hopping on this game nuts, and they just overhyping it. So I was already just looking at it like, yo, it's gonna suck. It's the same shit. So now that I found out that they doing 6v6 only, and Call of Duty does more than that. That's amazing. This is next gen, dog. This is the Xbox One and PS4. You know, they supposed to have the bigger processors that can have more people on the screen and all that. And we sit here with 6v6. And the reason is they want the game to be easier and suitable like they did for Call of Duty 4 and all the Call of Duties after that. So they dumbing the game down to having AI running around on the field. So when we saw those trailers with all that action going on, like 95% of that was all AI controlled characters and mechs.
Yeah, you're gonna be killing the bots.
Yeah, and I heard that, you know, the mechs aren't as skilled, so they're easier to kill. You get less points for them though. But if you want to sit around there and farm those AI characters all day, you'll be able to get your Titan real easy. Like I heard, it's like if you kill a player, you get like 500 points. If you kill like the AI bot, you get 50 points, something like that. But if you sit there and add that up, man, you still gonna get your Titan real easily. I'm
50-50 on it. I'm gonna defend it. First, the 6v6, I'm gonna defend it in the sense that none of us have played it, okay? So I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna take the developer's word for it and say, hey, maybe 6v6 is the sweet spot. But at the same time, I don't agree with the bots. I don't like the bots, because I mean, like, I don't play multiplayer games to hop online and kill a bunch of bots, because it just gives you like a false sense that you're actually good at the game. Like they're dumbing the game down for little kids just so they can get some kills and shit. And like I'd rather have more human players on there. At the same time, it's like I haven't played it. I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm conflicted.
Now that's what I'm really tired of. And this is, we know that this has been a thing for years, but the dumbing down of games just to make it easier for people to pick up and play. Fuck that shit. We've been saying this for a while now. Please give us a game that's actually competitive and that you have to at least play it for a little bit in practice in order to get good at it. Don't just make it easy for everyone to pick up and play. I don't care what demographic you're trying to appeal to. That's some bullshit. So I'm really iffy about that, but I'm still going to get the game just because I'm hoping that it's a little bit different than the typical Call of Duties that we've been playing for years. I'm just hoping.
Hey, look, it's gonna be Call of Duty. I heard some stuff about it too, but I know a lot of people want to say, look, Gears of War was 6v6.
It was 4. It was
some
4.
other game. Oh, 4, whatever.
Ended up being 5 a little later.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it ended up being
So you know they're gonna probably use that for an excuse, but that's not the same kind of game. It's not. You don't have to take cover. Gears of War was actually a pretty hard game to master. That is one reason I hate it. But it's a pretty hard game to master. The controls were garbage. But
that's Tick's opinion. That was Tick's opinion.
Hold on, you said it was hard. You said it was hard to master, but the controls were terrible.
Yeah, that's why it was hard to master them controls. They were garbage.
I don't understand what was so hard about pressing A.
Because you had to use A for everything, dog. Like my problem with that game mainly was posting up on the wall. Then I see an enemy come at me, and I try to get off the wall, not knowing there was another wall or ledge on my right. So
did you play?
To get off, and then he bounces onto the other wall, and I get shot by.
Did you play 2 and? Did you play 2 and 3? Did you play 2 and 3?
No, I only played 1.
Okay, I remember that was a slight issue in the first one, but that was like ironed out by the second and third one.
Oh, I would have to check. I never played 2 online. I played it like single player when 3 was about to come out. They had it at GameStop for the midnight release, but I really didn't get too much into it. But still, the game sucks. But anyway,
this guy.
So yeah, that works for that. And then I know y'all probably gonna say, well, Counter-Strike has bots. I know how y'all try to dance. Counter-Strike has bots, but look, Counter-Strike, you can have more than 6v6 in the game, and you can use bots as an option. Most of the time, I'm playing in rooms where it's no bots.
And Counter-Strike is an old-ass game.
Yeah, and the Counter-Strike bots are very, very smart. Like, they actually play like real players.
Yeah, they would kill your ass.
Right.
Just set difficulty on them, and they play smart. Like, they'll camp on boxes. They'll set up traps on you and everything. So, you can't really use that because those bots are really, 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 like, I don't know. They're some smart robots.
Yeah, going back to the Gears thing, I mean, Gears have bots too, and if you put them on a higher difficulty, they'll kill your ass too.
But the bots in Gears, the reason I like them is because they only appeared if somebody rage quit out the game. Then you would get a halfway decent replacement in a bot. This game is spawning bots at the beginning, so it's kind of like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Another piece of Titanfall news. The devs said there will be no quick scoping in the game, which I think we all can agree that is a good thing. I mean, there's already going to be a lot of kids playing this game because there's bots in the game, but you know, at least we won't have to deal with any idiotic quick scopers trying to make montages for their YouTube channels next to some dub music and shit. I mean, is that what it's called? Dub music or
dubstep?
Dubstep, whatever. You know that.
Dubstep or what's up, chill step, which is why do they call it's the same music though? Why would you call it dubstep and chill step? It's
chill.
Like,
I've never heard that one.
Ethos told us about it.
It's all techno to me, man.
It's like I'm never doing.
Is that what it is? Because it sounds like a bunch of trash cans banging on together to me.
Yeah, it's
what's it? But the biggest piece of Titanfall information. This isn't really news, but it's just like an epiphany that came on me. Like everybody's so excited about this game, and this little thing. When I thought about it, it kind of killed my whole vibe for Titanfall because what people fail to realize is, yes, this game is being made by Respawn Entertainment, but it's being published by EA. Now let's take a look at EA's track record. Battlefield 4 servers broken. SimCity servers broken. If history tends to repeat itself, Titanfall is the most anticipated game of the year. You know it's going, and it's multiplayer only. You know them servers are gonna be overloaded. This game might be one of the worst, like, I don't know, launches ever because EA servers are trash, and I haven't seen anybody talk about it. Like everybody just trusts EA and they damn Origin servers. I don't know what y'all think about this, man.
Nah, I just think that we keep forgetting about it. We're so excited we want to see something new, but then we go back to it is published by EA, and every time we have this conversation, I end up forgetting, honestly. So that makes me even more scared now that you reminded me again about it.
You forgot Battlefield 3 because Battlefield 3 wasn't too great launch wise.
It wasn't?
But nah,
I didn't play it in launch. I got it from the Humble
way
Bundle.
Before Battlefield 4 though.
Yeah, it did get fixed way before
and
Battlefield
they didn't have delays with DLC.
Damn.
Yeah, you're right.
Damn.
But it did have some issues.
Yeah,
it was lagging all the way till the launch of Battlefield 4.
It did. People were definitely complaining.
And keep in mind, this game is multiplayer only. That means always online. So if your internet go out, you can't even play the game you paid $60 for. It's no story.
Yeah, even though you have to play single player anyways, but you know, that's besides the point.
They still could have put at least like a little 4-hour story in there to give you kind of some type of context of why they're fighting. I mean, like, why are they fighting? Where did these robots come from?
They came from other robots.
Like, think about that. Like, what's the point of the game? Like, I don't get it, you know?
Hey, blame the gaming community because this is a direct reflection of how the gaming community treats games now. They don't play single player, and since this is the original Infinity War, this is exactly what they're doing. They're like, well, fuck it, this is our bread and butter. We're just going to give you multiplayer only, and we're going to charge you $60, and you're going to deal with it, and you're going to love it.
And I swear to God, if this game has kill streaks, I'm done.
It doesn't. You just get Titans.
Oh, okay.
So the more points you get, the quicker you get your Titan to fall out the sky.
Oh man, I was very, you know, you guys got your little 6v6 with the bots. I'm conflicted about Titanfall. I don't know how to feel about this game.
Titanfall 2 will have the kill streaks probably.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't really care. I'm not hyped over the game at all. Like, this isn't a need to buy game to me. I mean, it's just another run-of-the-mill shooter, another arcade easy mode shooter. Oh, and about that whole pouncing left and right, because a lot of people was trying to play it off like that was going to be good. I watched a video a few months ago with a guy who actually went down to test the game, and he was playing it for a while. And he said that the whole bouncing on the wall stuff doesn't really make it so people can't aim on you. He was like, it doesn't affect the aim at all. You still can aim on a person and hit them even while they're bouncing left and right because of the auto aim feature. So, yeah, so that whole parkour stuff is kind of pointless. It just helps you get on certain places like buildings and little rooms. But other than that, still gonna get shot.
Watt said that she played the game at Eurogamer, and she said that the game is absolutely amazing, and everybody knows that her voice is the definitive version of all the opinions in the gaming community. Nah, I'm playing, but she swear by that game, so I'm gonna take her word for it. We'll see about that shit. But
no offense to Watts, but she is definitely a female gamer.
And you know they about to go to her Twitter. Watch, they was talking about you on the podcast and shit.
hey, didn't watch it. I said no offense. Okay, but I can't really go off for that.
What that got to do with anything?
Right.
Sexist.
Right.
Hey, I am. I'm not even gonna lie.
Damn.
I mean, it still wouldn't come that up. I mean, but still, like, I can't really go off for that.
All right.
Legends too, though. So. That's all she plays, League of Legends most of the time. So I really definitely can't go off for that.
Okay. This week was CES 2014. For those of you unaware, it is the Consumer Electronics Show, which is basically the tech version of E3. Although CES came before E3, E3 spawned out of CES basically. So that's what it is. All the latest tech and gadgets and shit. And they show a little bit of gaming here and there. But the big thing that's coming out of CES, I took two things out of it. The first thing is 4K televisions is the future. We've been telling y'all for months now 4K is the future. But y'all keep telling us it doesn't matter. Our next-gen consoles have 720p forever, blah, blah, blah. My concern about all these 4K televisions that these companies are coming about is it's cool. It's very pretty technology and screens and all that. But when them prices gonna come down? What do y'all think?
I'll give it a year or two. They're gonna drop.
You give it a year or two?
A year or two, they'll be down to at least $1,000 to $2,000.
I give it like 2 or 3.
But I'm talking. But the thing is, the TVs that I've seen, a lot of them were like 50 inches and above. Like, how come they can't put out a 32-inch at a reasonable price? Is what I'm saying.
They will. They will.
Yeah, they will.
You know, when you're actually showcasing the newest technology, you got to make it big.
True.
It's really no point of bringing the 32 inches and below, or probably anything under 40 inches to the actual show. So that's just what they have now. But eventually they will make a 40-inch version, a 32-inch version, probably even a 23-inch version. We'll see though.
I seen on
they got monitors.
Yeah, because they already got monitors. So
how much those cost?
$3,000.
Oh, I'll pass.
Yeah, they gotta go down.
And YouTube had actually announced they were showcasing their new 4K streaming technology. Basically, they were saying they came up with a whole new codec, a format for you guys that aren't aware that plays videos, to be able to basically compress the video on YouTube without losing its quality and without using a hell of a lot of bandwidth on YouTube. Because like we said, they're converting to 4K, so that was kind of dope. And
that file has got to be.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, 4K. Yeah.
But you know what? Let's be honest here. How big the file would be uploading a 4K video, it wouldn't matter if these internet companies would stop being greedy and start bringing that Google Fiber. I'm not blaming Google, but bring more Verizon files everywhere. Like, it needs to be fiber, more fiber. That's the problem. Our internet.
More fiber, yo.
We still waiting on these cable.
We still at 95, yo.
Waiting on these cable companies to catch up and realize that upload is just as important as download. Like, come on, G. You got to get it together eventually. We're behind.
I seen in the documentary, I think I talked about this in a lab podcast, Google Fiber, since they're installing in Austin, Texas, now AT&T, which is the heavy hitter internet provider in Austin, they're now offering 100 gigabit connections like Google Fiber. So, I mean, like, that's what needs to happen. Google needs to keep rolling that shit out, and so that it'll make competition step they shit up, because that's really the problem. There's just no competition.
Well, some of them buying out competition, like Comcast and them making deals with Verizon, like, yo, don't come to the city. We got this.
Yeah, I seen in the documentary they talked about it. They said that I want to say it was like 1999, 2000. All the big companies got together: Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, like Earthlink, and all this other shit. And they basically laid out a map, and they said, "You take this city, we'll take this city. You take this city." And they all agreed that they wouldn't infiltrate each other's cities, so that they could just basically milk the city. That's why you probably don't have any a secondary cable provider in your city. You probably just one or two at the most.
Yep, I have Charter.
Yeah.
We got Verizon
before. Yeah.
We got Verizon in the city. You can get Verizon DSL all you want, but they're not gonna let you put that Fios over here.
We got Fios over here, but it's like in a real limited area. It still hasn't really penetrated. So
yeah, that's some bull. Like I said, I wouldn't have a problem with not being able to give Verizon Fios or Google Fiber if the actual cable company that I do have stepped their game up. Like I haven't heard anything about them moving to fiber yet. Now that they said that they're trying, but the highest I can get is 100 down and like 5 up, And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's crazy. And the lowest, they did at least step their download speeds up, because we're gonna be like to the 50 megs is like the lowest we can get now. That's like the lowest plan. At first, when I first got it, it was like 5 megs was the lowest, but now they say that the lowest is like 50. So, but I mean, they're slowly increasing their download speed, but I'm still waiting on their upload speed to catch up.
And they also said, I forgot where I read this, but they're about to stop throttling customers. And if you find that you're being throttled, complain, and you could take action against the company, because it turns out it's illegal. If you're paying for the service, they're not allowed to slow your shit down. So, and they said the reason they said they weren't throttling because they didn't have enough bandwidth. They were just doing it because they wanted to make more money and basically save and all that shit. So you got to pay attention to what these companies doing. They're dirty. Other 4K news, I saw on MKHBD, aka Marcus Brownie, the Black God of tech. Sony cam. I seen a Sony cam that interested me. It was $2,000. It was a 4K Sony cam, and it was like one of them handy cams. It was only $2,000. That's supposed to be coming out this year. That records in full 4K, which is kind of dope. Which means I think in another year and a half, we might see a handy cam or a DSLR that records in 4K at like 1,000. And if that happens, I'm definitely picking one up. So I could be one of the first on the 4K bandwagon on YouTube, huh? Well, y'all think y'all gonna pick up a 4K camera?
I haven't even picked up a 1080p camera. I'm still back in the bag.
Well, you got a cell phone, don't you?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that's the only thing I got. I don't have a cam, but I mean, if I want to get my idea into place, it might be nice.
True. Listen, I remember when smartphones first came out. I got the Evo 4G. That was the first 4G phone ever, and it could record in 720p. I remember I was like walking around bragging to my friends. I was like, "Yeah, my phone records 720p." I was like, "You need me to record a music video? I got my phone in my pocket." Oh, if I only knew that shit was trash. What's the name? Steam machines at CES. They were showcased. It was showcased in 13 variants, and they had everything from like a lower end Core i5 with like a such and such GPU to like the higher end. I seen one where you could get 2 Titans in there if you wanted. What do you guys think about these 13 different Steam machines from 13 different companies?
I just think the Steam machines are stupid anyway. First of all, like
Ding, ding,
it's
ding.
not a console. It's just it's a PC. It's a glorified PC. They just threw a controller on it, which you can just get an Xbox controller on a regular PC, plug it up, and bow. You got a controller. Like that's all it is. But it's just using the Steam operating system. I think we can still use that with our computers we have now.
Yes,
so,
you can.
Yeah. So if you buy this thinking that it's a console, you're stupid. You just bought yourself a PC.
I'm confused. I'm confused because, okay, you say you want a PC game, but you want to do it in the living room, and you want a PC game. So say you want to play like these hardcore PC games like MOBAs or RTSs and shit, exclusives to PC. How the hell you gonna play it on that stank ass controller? You trying to be a PC gamer. If you're gonna be a PC gamer, be a PC gamer. Don't half-ass it, because you're just not gonna be able to play certain types of games. You'll be able to play like the third party like Assassin's Creed and shit like that, but you're not gonna be able to play certain games with that stank ass controller. So quit faking it.
True. Like the Steam, the majority of the variants that I saw were basically just they had regular computer parts. It was just in a small frame, which we already have. We have like small. If you already know, we have like mini IDX towers, or what they called, and that's a small form factor PC. So that's literally all that they are. I don't really get it. It's kind of like. Even though I know that y'all yeah, exactly. It's like the Alienware, like what I have, the Alienware X51. It looks like it's as small as an Xbox 360. So that's exactly what this shit is. It's just multiple companies making it, and they're trying to appeal to the person who they don't want a big ass tower, and they would just want something in their living room. So that's basically it. But other than that, it's the same thing, and it's going to cost around the same prices, if not more, than making a PC for yourself. So I don't think that this is going to work.
Wah, 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 wah. I think something cool though that happened at CES. Razer showcased their new Project Christine, which is a concept PC, a new modular PC. I don't know if you guys seen this, where basically everything on the PC is basically a big rack, okay? and then it has like individual modules on the rack that you insert and you can pull out, and each module, one holds like the CPU, one holds the RAM, one holds the GPU, you know, one holds the cooler, I'm gonna assume. And basically, if you want to upgrade this modular PC, say a better part comes out, a better graphics card, all you gotta do is basically unplug the modular from that certain slot, as if it's like a USB cable or a VHS tape or a disc or whatever. Just pull it out, then put the new one in, and bam, you upgraded your PC. And they were talking about coming out maybe with a subscription service for this, where basically you could buy the modular PC, and if you pay the subscription fee, when a new part comes out, you can upgrade whatever part that is, and they'll send it to you free of charge, which is, well, not free because you're paying for the subscription. So I thought that was kind of dope. What do you think about this module PC?
Hey, I like that idea. I think that'll be really good for the people who are a little scared of actually, you know, building a PC and putting together parts, afraid that they're going to mess something up. So, I mean, if you have the money, it all depends on how much the subscription service is and how much the original, the base costs. But I think that's a really good idea. That's just really bringing technology forward and making it easier for people to, you know, get their parts and build their ultimate PC in the future.
The way I see it, like you said, it'll eliminate the fear people have of having to open up the back of a PC and installing parts themselves, since it's just plug and play. And if they come out with this at the right price, I mean, what's the point of owning a console?
Hey, I mean, I might fuck with it. It all depends. I have to look that up though and see what else they have in store with that.
Man, console's gonna be dead after this generation anyway. Everything's gonna be PC gaming. So if you're not into PC gaming now, you acting like you don't want to get down with it, well, get ready to give up gaming anyway, because they're already talking about this might be the last generation, and PCs ain't gonna die. So
they might apply.
Think about it.
But I still love my console.
Well, you're gonna be loving that same console 20 years from now, bro. Still playing the Xbox One 2024.
I think that was a perfect intermission into the next topic. Sony, they announced since you were saying the death of consoles, Sony announced the PlayStation Now service, which is a streaming service that allows you to stream games from PS1, PS2, PS3 era onto your TV or your console or your Vita. And I don't know if they said PSP, I don't think so, but those three I know for damn sure. And it'll be a subscription service where you can stream your games to all these things. But I think the big thing that caught everybody's attention is they were saying you don't need a PlayStation 4 or 3 to do this. You can stream it directly from your TV long as you got a controller. So is this spelling the doom of consoles in the near future? What do you think?
I think it's stupid. First of all, like, everybody got all excited for this, and now you gotta pay. First of all, they talking about you gotta pay a subscription to use this feature. So that's Sony's taking more money out you. Remember when Sony was all nice and everybody was like, "Yeah, Sony is free online. You get to play your games."
Okay, hold on.
Stuff.
Let me defend it. They said you had to pay a subscription fee. Did they say you get any games with it, or like? Because I mean,
that's how you get the games. You can't use your old CD-based games like your PlayStation game. You can't use.
But
them.
I'm saying, what if we paid like it was like Netflix? You pay $8 a month, and with that $8, you get to access the streaming service, and you get 3 games a month for free, and then the rest you got to pay. Is what I'm saying. Like, did they break it down like that?
I don't know, but the point is you shouldn't have to pay anyway. Like, I didn't have to pay to play my PlayStation 1 games on my PlayStation 2.
True.
I didn't have. So you shouldn't have to pay anyway. It should just be something that was put on the console. And people say, well, it's a totally different architect. Well, this is the year 2013, well, 14 now, but it was 13 when it came out. They knew about this. They knew people wanted to play the old games. So why not make it so you can play your old games? It's not like they're using a different format for the CDs. They're both using Blu-ray. And if you buy any Blu-ray player from the store, you can play your DVDs, CDs, and everything else on that Blu-ray player. So it is backwards compatible. So why the world consoles can't be backwards compatible?
Great point.
It's just a way that they can get more money out you, and it's sad that they got to go that route. People gonna fall for it, just pay for the money, pay the money to play their old games anyway. So.
True.
Yeah. Now I like the concept, and this is once again bringing us forward with technology. I like the concept and the fact that in the future you won't actually need a console to play your games. We're gonna have to find out, first of all, how much it's going to cost for the subscription service. Second of all, how exactly they're going to work with the distribution of games. If they're going to give you access to the entire library, which they most likely won't, but it's possible possible that they might, or if they just give you, you know, a 1 game per month or per week or whatever, 2 games or 3 games per month. We have to figure out how that's going to be. Another thing that they said, which is, I'm assuming it's going to be fixed in the future, but initially they say that there's a little latency and the games won't look as good. I guess that we're talking about like the PS3 and PS4 games, but of course the PS2 and PS1 games are going to, you know, they're going to look okay because those are old. But what I hope that they end up doing, say if you have an old game, there should be some sort of voucher service where if you have the old game, if you have the hard copy of it, you could just be like, hey, you know, I can take a picture of it or use the tag or something, and then they give you a voucher so that you can actually download the game and then you could just stream it. I think that that'll be cool. But coming back to your point, Tick, that's exactly why they're bringing this service, is they are literally trying to get more money out of you, and the people that have collected all of these hard copies, they're going to be mad, or they're just going to, you know, pull out their old consoles if they still have it, because that's pretty much going to be the only way that you're going to be able to play those games that you already, you know, spend money on without buying the game again, essentially. So we're going to have to figure out what's going on with this, but they did say that it's going to be available in the summer, and they're doing beta testing now, so we're just going to have to sit there and wait. But eventually this is going to be the future, people. No more hard copies. It's going to be all digital and streaming, so you're just going to have to get used to it.
5 megs of streaming.
But look, this is what's gonna either make or break the service for me. Okay, so you're saying that we can play all the recent and then all the older games. So if I'm able to stream, say, a PS2 game and I want to play SOCOM, does the servers come back up for SOCOM where we can play online? Because I mean, that'd be kind of cool. You know, they shut, like, all the games where they shut the servers down, are they coming back online? Because if the answer is no, then fuck it, I don't care about that service. Then
I don't think so, but that would be interesting if it did.
Because I'm a SOCOM fanboy, and if the servers are back online, I'm throwing my money at the screen right now. But yeah, that's the only way I would get into it, if they turn them old servers back on for that whole situation. Very interesting from Sony. Toshiba, you know, the TV manufacturer, well, they're a tech manufacturer. They're coming out with their own TV that's going to have its own proprietary gaming streaming service built into the TV. They're not using PlayStation Now. They're using something called Game Now, which is supposedly a streaming service from Taiwan. And they were showcasing it to some of the Polygon, authors or writers for the site. And they were saying, you know, it's kind of cool TV, but it is a little bit, it's laggy. They were playing a fighter, and they were like, I can't really see. So you see Toshiba's coming into the streaming. We got the PlayStation Now. Like you guys said, I guess streaming is just the future. It's inevitable, you know? Speaking of streaming, Xbox fucking up. Xbox One, Twitch put out a tweet earlier this week saying that the Xbox One streaming app is still like 6 months away. It's still months away from being able to let you stream live from your Xbox One without all the extra setup using the app. Basically, all you can do, for you if you're unaware, all you can do is watch streams on the Xbox One Twitch app. You can't actually stream yourself. And then on top of that, Microsoft announced that the Project Spark, the thing that they showcased during like E3, where you can basically like build your own world and shit, that got postponed for another month. So I mean, congratulations, they sold like 3 million in the first month, but everything getting postponed. Ain't no games to play, ain't shit to do. Sony, they putting out positive news. I mean, Microsoft fucking up.
I don't know what's taking so long, honestly. I mean, it's just an app. Y'all could, I mean, if y'all want to steal, y'all could literally copy and paste the one that the PS4 has. But it don't matter. I hope they don't never get it, because you see what the people on the PS4 are doing right now. They going to sleep and showing, you know, showing their wives' titties while they sleep and shit. So that ain't even gaming. I don't even know what they doing over
Freak
there.
Fest on Twitch.
That shit is softcore porn at night. But yeah, I have a feeling that once y'all do it, y'all gonna be worse anyways. But as we all know, the people who actually care about streaming and want to go that little extra mile, we're doing it already on the Xbox One, so you don't really need an app for it anyways.
But I think what kills me about the whole situation is, one, nobody seems to care that you're paying for these features that you're not getting anytime soon. But then on top of that, they showcased the Twitch app in May when they first revealed the Xbox. That was one of the big features that they were touting, and everybody was clapping like, yeah, it's gonna have integrated. I don't even think Sony mentioned Twitch in both their press conferences when they first announced it in E3, but somehow the PS4 has the Twitch app on day one, and Xbox still don't got shit.
Hey, yo, Sony said that they were partnering with Justin TV at first, and that's why I was mad. and then all of a sudden, when it comes out, they was like, "Oh, we have Twitch streaming now." They was like, "Oh, got your ass."
And Xbox just put out an update to fix the interface, because like I said in my review, like sometimes it can be a little bit laggy. Motherfuckers thought I was hating, but y'all see, I don't know, man. I feel like both consoles were just kind of rushed out just to get out there, you know. Whatever. Let's go ahead and cut on the sad music, you guys, because you know what time it is. Time for the Nintendo news.
Let's go.
What's the name? Okay, so a third-party developer came out of nowhere. He wanted to be unnamed. He talked to Kotaku, and he was basically saying that the online infrastructure for the Wii U sucks. We all know that. And basically, he was saying that the reason they're not getting any online games is because devs don't want to make any games because the online infrastructure is nothing like Xbox Live or PSN. And when I read this, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? As a Wii U owner, I was like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have party chat, and I'm pretty sure most of the games don't have in-game chat. I mean, there's online, but it's like, what is it? I don't know what it's doing. Like, the PS2 era's online is better than the Wii U's, to put it in perspective. It's kind of strange. What do y'all think?
You wanna go take?
Fail.
Man, well, as we all know, Nintendo doesn't care about online. And to be based out of Japan, where you have amazing infrastructure, you have amazing technology, amazing internet, how can you still be living in the past when it comes to the online component? You can't avoid it. You gotta get your online up to par. But at the same time, defending Nintendo, because I never defend Nintendo, but defending them this time, this is kind of bullshit that these developers are coming up with 1,000,001 excuses as to why they don't want to make their games for Nintendo. Nintendo needs all the help they can get. Can at least one developer throw them a bone and be like, you know what, I don't care about your online being trash. We're going to just make you this game. And then Nintendo can be happy and y'all can get a little extra money. Damn, Nintendo
but
needs
look
help,
at it,
man.
Look at it from the developer's perspective. Why should they spend all that money creating an online infrastructure for the games, building this game, putting it on the Wii U, being lucky if they sell 500,000 copies? The online sucks, and then on top of that, they got to spend all that money to upkeep the game and all that shit. Like, it's an investment for them. That's the way they're looking at it, because like we said, gaming has become a business, and they're probably just looking at the system like, well, what am I going to get back from this? Because the install base is not, it's not big enough. I mean, to put it in perspective for y'all listening, the PlayStation 4 sold 4.2 million in its first month. The Wii has just crossed the 5 million mark in like a year and a half now. Like, give it a month. Both the Xbox and the PlayStation is gonna pass it. That's crazy how low its install base is. That's crazy.
And they have a big lineup coming out too, so yeah.
Man, support Nintendo though.
I don't know how more I can say this, dog, because it's just looking worse and worse for Nintendo. I've been trying to say support Nintendo for the longest, but
you know what sucks about this whole situation is I'm tired of joking about Nintendo. Like, it's just getting old, and it's like at the same time you got to keep bringing it up, because hopefully maybe one day they'll listen to one of us and change their ways, because I don't think anybody wants to see Nintendo lose. We all grew up on Nintendo, but man, I don't know. Like, you would think because they're playing, I know they're based in Japan, but you're doing business on the world stage, and you would think they would take the time to study the Western audience and realize that gaming is more social on the Western side and adjust to that so they can maximize their profits. I don't know. I don't get it.
Man, they need to, and I hate to say it, they need to fire Wada and fire Reggie Fils-Aimé, and they need to get some new talent in here, because both of them don't get it. And I really don't understand why Reggie doesn't get it, because he's the head of Nintendo of America. I understand why Wada doesn't get it, but Reggie, bro, you don't get it either. So we need some new management.
He probably does get it, but Wada probably over him. So like he probably be saying like, yo, we gotta do this. They be like, nah, it's worked before. We don't need to do that.
Nah, I think
And it has worked.
Nah, Reggie's a douche, dog. Like, he's been in here for years, and when I saw him come on the E3 stage, I was like, look at this nigga here. I just didn't think that he knew what was going on. And he really didn't know what was going on. You remember that woman, like, it was probably maybe 5-6 years ago. I don't even remember her name, but she came on the stage right when the Wii U, I mean, not when the Wii U, but the Wii was about to come out, and she was talking about the Wii Fit and all that other bullshit, and making up these little stupid ass stories that didn't nobody want to hear. That was Reggie right there, and at least they got rid of her ass, but they need to get rid of Reggie too. I honestly don't think he knows what's going on either.
Luckily for Nintendo, they got the money though. They won't go belly up like Sega did.
They got the money.
Yeah.
They got the money now. That's the issue. Like, they're not thinking towards the future.
They still got the long as 3DS is selling. They still good.
True.
This next piece of news, since we're talking about the 3DS, is gonna probably piss off some of the diehard Nintendo fans because Nintendo got exposed. Nintendo lost a lawsuit where they had to pay $15 million in quote-unquote damages for copyright infringement. Apparently, Nintendo didn't invent the whole 3D screen without the glasses like they claimed to, and they got caught slipping. They lost a lawsuit, and Nintendo has been exposed. All you Nintendo fanboys who swear by Nintendo saying they're the most creative in the universe, they got caught copying, plagiarism, and now they paying the price. That's $15 million out their pocket. What y'all think about that?
Yo, okay. One, I hope that. Okay, all right. You are recording, so it shouldn't be because you struggling, bro. Your mic is struggling right now on my side. Two. Damn, Nintendo, son, y'all just can't win. Like, what's going on, bro? So, what's gonna happen to the 3DS? So, do they have to like not make the screens no more, or they gotta pay that person every single time they make it?
They just settled on it.
Oh, okay. So they don't have to. They're not really losing any more money other than that 50 mil, whatever you said. Right?
15 million. Yeah.
15 mil. Yeah.
That is a lot, though. That's a hit.
That's a pretty penny, yo.
And then you know that Wii U ain't selling.
Yeah, Nintendo and Apple was the same. That's how I take it. So, you know, Nintendo ain't safe either. You know, they'll do some shit. They'll take some ideas from somebody. But y'all swear that they are innovative up and down. But look what's happening now. So there they go. They got hit. They had to settle because they had to pay more at first before they even settled. They had to pay more. It was like 30 million at first, and they settled on 15.
That shit's crazy.
Oh, so 15 million, not 50. Okay.
Yeah.
But to end the whole Nintendo segment, let's end it on a positive note. As of today, the 3DS has sold 11.5 million units since 2011. So clap it up for Nintendo, even though they stole the whole screen. Let's cut off the sad music and let's talk about something that's kind of pissing me off about Steam and the whole PC gaming movement. Now, for those of you that are unaware, something Steam have is called early access, where developers can basically put their game up on Steam, and long as they put in the description and in big blue bold words that this game is not finished, it's in early access, this is an alpha, pre-alpha, a beta, whatever, you can buy the game and you can basically test the game for them, help them out during the development of the process. It's called early access games. Now, DayZ, it was an Arma 2 mod. They came out with their own standalone, and right now it's in alpha. It's in early access for Steam. Well, the devs for the game basically came out and said, yeah, we sold 800,000 units, but we're not going to be in beta till late 2014, which is basically means 2015, because you know they like to put shit back. I personally think that they need to basically become more strict with the rules on these whole early access. I think there needs to be, like, if a dev is going to put up a game for early access, there has to be a 1-year time frame where that game has to come out at alpha or beta or whatever. It's like they have to show progress for the game, because I don't think that's fair that you could put it out and then they're basically saying a year later it's going to be in beta. The game is still not going to be finished. That's crazy to me. What do y'all think?
Mind you, though, that game has been in development since late 2012, I believe.
Right.
I think that's when I first started seeing screenshots of it.
Should have been in beta.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous, bro. But that's like the Overgrowth game you bought. Like, and I told you, like, That sucker's been in development since like 2011. That's when I first started seeing videos.
That game is terrible, yo. And what makes me mad is I paid $30 for the DayZ game, and I know it's an alpha, but I thought at least it would work. Maybe the game works better on AMD cards or something, but I can barely get 30 frames on my GTX Titan. I get between 15 to 30 struggle frames on that game. That game is unplayable for me. It's crazy that it drops down to 15 for me, and it's unacceptable. But they're saying a year later it's gonna be in beta, not even finished. Fuck that, yo.
That's messed up, yo. Before y'all even told me, I thought that the game was at least in beta. Actually, when I heard about the standalone coming out, I thought it was finished. And then y'all telling me that it's still in alpha, but y'all sold 800,000 copies. How was it not out of alpha when it was part of Arma 2 at first? I thought that was the alpha stage. How are you still in alpha? And then how much is that game? You said $30?
Yep.
For an alpha game. Come on, yo. This straight bullshit. But
Well,
y'all people bought it though, so whatever.
Yeah, Arma is its own game now, because the way it started was it was a mod to Arma 2. They were a mod. So then after that they got real famous and a lot of people who was playing it. So they was like, okay, now we're gonna make a standalone, trying to make some money off of it, and that's what they did. So they had all those fanboys who enjoyed the one on Arma 2. They went and bought this one, which is funny because it's a lot more you could do on the Arma 2 mods, and other people have actually modded the Arma 2 DayZ mod and made it even better. And there's more things you could do on that than you actually can on the standalone. and man, they just got people, and it's bad that they actually announced that it's not going to be a beta until next year, till after people have bought the game.
Wow,
So that's the funnier part.
That makes a lot of sense. I don't get that one at all. That's crazy.
And the game sucks. Like, what's the point of the fucking game? I turn that shit on, you just run around and collect cans and run away from zombies. I don't like games that don't have objectives.
It is an objective, survival.
Boy, hush. What's the name? What's the name? The developers for the game State of Decay. They signed an exclusive deal with Microsoft for a multi-title deal. They will be coming out with multiple games exclusive to Microsoft. And you know what this means. It's all downhill from here.
Sold themselves to the devil, bro.
Right. Like, nobody does that anymore. You see what Bungie did.
Right. There's a reason Bungie left.
even though they went to fucking Activision, the scum of the earth, but still.
I guarantee you the multi-titles is gonna be State of Decay 2, State of Decay 3. They're gonna bury that franchise.
Milk.
Right. Boo. What's the name? MLB The Show. That game is gone. It's done. Kaput. Who develops that game? I forgot.
2K.
2K. Yeah, they basically, their license expired, right? And they could have renewed it, but they decided not to, and they just threw the game away, right?
Yeah, they pretty much. I mean, they were losing to MLB The Show anyway, the PlayStation exclusive baseball game. That game was just amazing.
That's what I said. MLB The Show.
Which one? MLB 2K.
Okay, MLB 2K. My bad, y'all. Correction. MLB 2K. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they were losing to the show anyway, so there really wasn't no way they were going to make up ground. Like, they had to do crazy gimmicks like pitch a no-hitter and you win, what was it, like $1 million or something like that? Or
Yep.
$5 million, something weird like that. Yeah, you had to pitch a no-hitter to get that. So that was their way of trying to sell the title, and that was the only way they could sell it. But that still wasn't even helping it. So,
do baseball games still sell?
Oh yeah, the MLB show sell like crazy. I love baseball games actually. I like them better than football games.
They say Slugfest is the only thing that mattered to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, so I mean, now they're down to one sports title, and the only sports title it sells for, which is 2K. They lost 2K football back in like 05 to EA. And then they just started they killed the NHL series off, and then now they're finally killing that off. So
are they done with NHL too?
NHL's been gone for a minute.
I haven't even been paying attention.
Yeah, me neither.
My goodness.
But
NHL's for a second.
I think the biggest announcement to come out of CES 2014. I mean, this game right here is what the people have been waiting for. Let me get a drum roll. Shaq Fu 2 has been announced. Shaq Fu 2 has been announced by Shaquille O'Neal, the man himself, at CES 2014. And I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm going to assume Shaq maybe heard that Killer Instinct made a strong comeback on the Xbox One. Because if my timeline is right, I'm pretty sure those games came out around the same time, Shaq Fu and Killer Instinct in the 90s. And he's probably looking like, if that fighting game could come back, it's time for the motherfucking return to Shaq Fu. One of the worst games of all time. What do y'all think about this news?
That is funny. Look, I'm gonna take up for Shaq Fu. I'm actually gonna take up for this game, okay? Because my homeboy had Shaq Fu on the Sega Genesis back in the day when we were, kids, and we used to go over there. All right, so the main issue I had with the game, it wasn't really a bad game. People are kind of blowing it way out of proportion.
It was bad.
The problem, no, it really wasn't. It really wasn't really as bad as people making it. The problem with the game was the controls were.
That's what makes a bad game.
No, I mean, other than that, the story was stupid too. That's another thing. Okay, but I still found ways to have fun with it. After you realize how to beat the game, it was pretty fun. Like, we used to have fun playing it.
You was playing as Shaq. You played as Shaq in a Harlem Globetrotter outfit. He fighting aliens and genies and shit. The story made no sense. The controls were horrible. You do things over and over. It would never respond to what you were doing. And then whenever you would press a button, for some reason, half the time, he would jump in the air for no damn reason. The game was so bad. I remember when me and my sister used to play it, we would play no corners rule. Like, you weren't allowed to trap each other in the corner, because if you got trapped in the corner in that game over. You was not getting out that damn corner because you couldn't do no moves, no nothing. That game is terrible. And you know how I know Shaq Fu 2 is going to be bad? If you watch the interview, and I'll leave a link in the description box below. If you watch the interview where he's talking about it, the guy's like, so what can we expect from Shaq 2? He's like, oh, the graphics going to be nice. That's the last thing I want to hear about in a damn fighting game, is the graphics going to be nice. What mechanics are you bringing to the game? You talk about the damn graphics, boy. Boy, bye.
You don't know.
I already told you it's probably going to be a Connect game, but like I said, we have fun on Shaq Fu. I mean, after you play it for a while, you get used to it. You actually can have fun in the game. Like, I used to be a beast with the dude with the gun on his hand, and the reason I was a beast because nobody could get close to me because I would keep shooting that gun at you the whole time, and that's pretty much how I would.
So you were spamming.
Yes, I was spamming that machine gun the whole time and killing people. And I would use the little red dude who I used to always think was like Charles Barkley on the game. The dude that had a little claws beast. I used to use him and whip ass with him too. So the game wasn't bad. Like I said, the animations in that game were amazing. The game was ahead of its time with the animations. Like, if you look at the animations,
you sound like Shaq right now.
Nah, if you really, like, I'm being dead serious though. Like, all jokes aside, if you really go back and look at the game and you look at the animations, like, the animations were ahead of the time. Like, they did the whole Prince of Persia idea from the original Prince of Persia. Like, they did that whole idea with the animations, and the animations really look good. But that is the reason why the controls were so bad, because the animations took forever to happen. So that's what kind of screwed the controls up. But yeah, the game was bad, but it was sort of fun at the same time. Like, it was one of those kind of games. Like, it was so bad it was good.
Damage control.
I was a little child, so I didn't really care. It was okay, but y'all remember that Michael Jordan game?
I don't remember that. What was that game?
That was like an action adventure game. Like, Michael Jordan, he had like a regular basketball, a fireball, an ice ball, and he just ran around just hitting people. It was funny, but those games came around the same time. But it wasn't a fighting game like Shaq Fu was. But I don't know. I thought you were supposed to make games of good games, like sequels of good games, not games that everyone hated.
Hey, you never know. It might come back out as a hit. I mean, you had good games get brought back that sucked. You know, remember Perfect Dark during the Xbox 360 release? Perfect Dark was a good game, but then that Xbox 360 one was horrible.
It didn't live up to the greatness of the N64 version. It wasn't bad though, but for a launch title, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. And then they tried to bring the GoldenEye back, and they remade it, and that one wasn't great. It played too much like Call of Duty for one.
Don't remind me of that. Yeah, that was also terrible. Okay, I get your point.
So it might actually come out to be like something really, really good. They might, it might have developers who were working on it that's like, man, look, we can't have what happened back to the Sega crew back in the order, not the Sega crew, but the crew that made it back in the 90s. We got to actually make a good game. So they might actually, do work and actually make a real good game. Now the problem is that nobody's gonna buy it though, because no one's gonna want to take that risk.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't want to take it.
What if the controls were great? What if everything was great, but the story, once again, what could you do with Shaq? This was the whole problem with the first game. How could you integrate a story with Shaq in it?
The story can be nutty though. Let it be nutty, as long as the controls are good and the gameplay is fun. I could see Shaq give the game to a developer, like an indie developer, like the people who made Skullgirls, like that make a solid fighting game, don't got a big rep, so then maybe he could get the game developed on the low, like a cheaper price or whatever. Get some decent graphics on it, and a reasonable price. It could be nice. The story doesn't really matter to me. It was more the gameplay was just really bad.
Yeah, we'll have to see how long it takes for this game to come out, but I'll be looking forward to seeing what's going on with it.
Shaq
It's probably gonna suck. I'm not even gonna lie.
It probably will, but
Shaq
But like I said, even if it's good, nobody's gonna take that risk and pick it up. Like I definitely wouldn't.
The Shaq Fu scorned a lot of young black kids back in the 90s. If you grew up in that era, that's all I got on my show notes, you guys. So if you don't have anything else to add to the conversation, can we wrap this show up?
Yep.
Wrap it up. I don't want no age.
All right. Oh my God. Can we get your closing statement for tonight's episode, Gaming Illuminati, episode 16? Go.
Nintendo, y'all need to step it up. That's all I got. Oh no, Nintendo need to step it up. All right, so y'all, I don't know what they gotta do over there, but they really need to step up the games. Try to get that third-party support because it's looking real bad for y'all over there, Nintendo. And all y'all Nintendo fags, please stop giving those damage control statements. The console is just failing, man. It's failing. I don't care if you like your little Marios and your little Dr. Luigi and all that weird stuff. Like the game, the thing is failing. As for Sony, y'all not looking as good as y'all did before E3. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. It seems like y'all getting that money hungry feel like Microsoft. The things I hated about Microsoft, you guys are starting to do the same exact stuff that Microsoft is doing. And if Microsoft's console wasn't as weak as yours, I probably would be buying another Microsoft console. But other than that, that's all I got.
All right, JG, can we get your closing statement for episode 16? Go.
Yep, 2014. Right now, I'm bored out of my fucking mind. I'm waiting until February and March for these new games to come out. I need something new, and that's all I have to say.
All right, and my closing statement for tonight, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/theblack-hokage. That is one word. We've been streaming. All of us have been streaming. Matter of fact, twitch.tv/UTXJGDadon and Game Fanatic Game Fanatic 386, my bad. We got it. Follow us on Twitch, like I said. I had a brain freeze. And yeah, man, like Jay-Z said, I'm excited for the games coming out in February and March. But if you think about it, what comes out after that?
Nothing until September, until Destiny comes out. I mean, I gotta look at the list again. But
it seems like, I was thinking about it. It seems like 2014 doesn't. It seems like it's gonna be a slow year. I don't know.
And then you already know, as a gaming company always does, nothing comes out in the summer like at all. So
Right.
yeah, between May and August.
Wait,
pretty much like
when
a
Watch
dead-
Dogs come out?
There's still no official release date. People were saying March, but who knows?
Yeah, so next gen might not start till next year. Anyway, this has been Gaming Illuminati episode 16. I'd like to thank you, the viewer or listener, for listening. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes if you haven't already. Links to all the articles and things that we discuss in the description box below. Also, make sure to check out that Zelda Lore thing I was talking about at the intro. Once again, thanks for watching, but we out this bitch.
And I'm about to stream now. I'm go.
You know they say coming out. That don't make no damn sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, coming out to days later. All right.
They go like, oh, take streaming right now. Then they go.
Disappointed.